Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
Patience.
You said be patient. Huh?
Is key because my patience is this thin, and my little is like a hurricane. He just starts and he won't stop going. So
Really? When you say starts and won't stop going, starts talking, starts moving around.
It's everything. He wants to sit on the table. He wants to be on the floor. He wants to be all around the library.
How old is he?
He is 9.
9?
And it's like they drug him on candy before he comes there. But you have to have patience, because if you don't, you might end up doing something stupid. You really don't want to do that.
What do you each have like a plan when you come in? You have something in your head that says, "All right, today is something." I mean, how do you know what that half-hour session is going to look like? Do you have any idea, or is it just what's on your mind, little brother, little sister?
Not really. You just kind of go in expecting anything, because some days we might just sit there and do puzzles and read stories and answer questions, and other days we talk about like Christmas and what did you do over the weekend. So you always go in open-minded.
Or other times it's, will you please stop running around?
Can you sit down and stop it?
Somebody's getting even with people. What else? So we've heard patience and commitment, that is being there that on those appointed times. What else?
Listening skills.
Listening skills.
Yeah.
Now, have your listening skills improved?
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes. With my little sisters at home, it's, can I do this? Yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead. Go. And I don't know what they're doing, because I don't care no more. But with my little, he doesn't talk a lot, but when he does talk, it's interesting what he says. So me being able to listen to him and give him feedback, and him doing the same to me, he listens when I talk. So with me listening to him, it's like, I know how to listen, I can do this.
Yay,
So it's not that hard anymore.
Anybody else?
As my other mentor said, selflessness.
What is it?
Selflessness.
Selflessness. Somebody over here said that. I think, yes, indeed.
Because you have to think about them and not yourself. You have to put the effort to help them. It's not about you. Everything is not going to be always about you. You have to help other people, and that's what we're doing.
It's tough, though, isn't it?
Sometimes it is, but you get through it. You think about certain things that you're going to say. Think before you talk. That's just the main key. Think before you talk.
What else? You wanted to be looked up to, right?
Yeah.
So, tell me what you think makes an ideal mentor, the best mentor.
First, you gotta respect yourself. Then you gotta respect them. Because if you don't have respect for yourself, anything can happen. And if you want the person to respect you, you gotta respect yourself first. So, yeah, it's basically you have to care about their opinions. And if it's wrong, you gotta explain to them why it's wrong, why it's right. You know, you gotta interact with them.
And you have a little sister or a little brother?
A little brother. And
so have you had to tell him certain things were wrong?
Yeah. Like last week, he was talking, he's like, give me the paper now. And I just gave him a look. He's like, may I please have the paper? And I'm like, so you gotta teach him what's wrong, what's right. And yeah, basically that's it. And you gotta teach them how to talk to people. You can't just talk to people just the way you want and you expect the person to give it to you. That's not how it works.
Who else? Who else? What makes because it's very important that people understand that, it's signing on the dotted line is one thing, and then living up to that commitment is another. A lot of people are quick to sign, but then they don't really let the words sink in. Anything else?
I think personally a mentor has to have a pretty big heart, because if you're not capable of loving somebody, even a child, then you're never going to be able to form that kind of bond that is required to help these kids and to be there for these kids. So I believe if you have the ability to love a child, especially a child, then you could probably be a mentor, because I think love is the second key next to patience.
Right.
Because I love my little sister. I've only known her for a short time.
But you're graduating this year, right?
Yeah.
So how are you gonna?
It makes me sad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear anything more about.
You have to be understanding.
Understanding.
Understanding, because sometimes the littles will say something rude or mean. You understand where they come from, why would they say that. So you have to be very understanding.
Nothing else? Okay. So we now have the idea of the perfect mentor. Okay. Now, were there any surprises Have you had any surprises in the course of your being mentors? Or should I say, what surprises have you had? What were the things where you said, when you went in, you're a little nervous and you were excited and stuff. What kind of ahas or, oh my God, I never thought this or that?
My biggest surprise of this is how fast I have a bond with my little sister. Because I've only been with her a few short months, and it's like I couldn't see her one Tuesday because I was actually meeting the congressman in Florida. And I heard she was so upset that I wasn't there, and I was like, man, I'd rather be here. I'd rather be over there than over here. I was like, I miss her so much, and we've only been together a short time. So my biggest surprise is how fast we've created a bond between each other. I remember they wanted to take her away from me. I was like, no, not my little sister.
Anybody else? Any other kinds of surprises, awakenings, understandings? Yeah.
I was surprised at how patient I was.
Yeah.
Patience level was there, because at home with my sister, that girl is like the Energizer Bunny, and when she get up, she going and she's gone. So I didn't say it took me a while to like calm down and listen and stuff, but the patience was like, because I have none whatsoever, and I had it just entering into the program. It was there.
Okay. Anybody else? Nothing that came as a shock to you or surprise to you? No?
Not really.
So what would you say to any of your peers or anybody watching? What would be the recommendation you would give them?
Stay committed.
Stay committed.
Have patience.
Sorry, what?
Have patience.
Have patience. Get on board.
Definitely.
Now, what's going to happen? Tell me something. Do you have dealings with or relationships with these littles, as you call them, outside of that half hour, or is it restricted to that time? Restricted to that time. Are there certain things you know not to do and that you don't cross over? Because I guess there's a temptation to become perhaps too familiar with people, to let the certain guard down, and in today's world that might create expectations or
you want to be attached to them, but not too attached, because some people are graduating this year and some don't know if they're going to get the class again. So it's best not to attach so you can't separate. Don't attach that much that you can't separate from the child, because it's going to be even harder when you do separate, because you don't know what the future holds. Yet again, you can change it, but you don't know what it holds. So
you have to, because you've talked a lot about how comfortable and familiar you are with them, but there's also a limitation.
Yes, it is.
Otherwise, you cross a line, and then you're not of use to people anymore, right? Yeah. Now, you're all involved in other activities, obviously, and you're very busy.